Alright, what's going on, guys? So today I'm working on Noel's 8th gen Civic. This will work for a 9th gen as well. I'm going to be showing you guys how to install the ABS pump with all the lines. Pretty much you're going to have to cut the bracket, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that. We have the car here, and then the ABS pump will be going here in the corner, all right? So let's get to it. What we're going to do, we end up cutting the brackets, and I will show you exactly where. So when you're going to be doing it in your car, you will know what to cut. All right, so one of the things I highly recommend is when doing the ABS relocation kit is at least to have the motor out. You can do it with the motor in, but it's just going to be very tight and very hard. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be doing this, it's going to make it a lot easier if you have the motor out like Noel does, right? Yes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut the bracket and show you how to run all the lines. All right, so we're going to cut the bracket right here in this spot, and we're also going to cut it here. We're going to get rid of these two pieces. And this right now is going to be our mounting point. So after I cut this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to flat this out. And this is what's going to be mounting onto the side of the ABS pump, okay? Turn on. All right, guys, so here we go. We have cut the bracket. Just a quick overview so you guys can see how much we actually cut. It's a good amount that you have to cut. If you want, take a screenshot of this so you can see. Okay, so it is a good amount. You have to edge around to get it perfectly. So it's going to be going here in the corner, so you can see it here, but first we're going to go ahead and start putting the lines. All right, so you can see it, and then we're going to put self-tapping screws here. Now you can do some rivets in the back, that way you know it's a little bit more firm, but we're just going to do self-tapping screws for now. So one of the things people get lost all the time when doing the ABS pump and the relocation kit, we'll just have marks and numbers, but you already got to figure out where each one of them got to go. The way you want to do this is to take one line off at a time. So you can see here has number 1, and here was number 2. So number 1, you see he cut it, he followed the line, and number 1 is to the back. You can see here he has number 2 here. So you can see here 1, 2, 1, 2. So that way when we're gonna go route the lines, we'll know where number 1 goes, we'll know number 2 goes, etc. See here 3, 4, 5, and 6. So he has written all of them down where each one of them goes to. So don't get confused. I'm gonna be showing you where they go, so you don't get yourself confused either. But just in case you do get yourself, the easiest way to do it is to go ahead and mark it. That way you can get that done better. So you guys can see here, this is how I send every ABS relocation kit. So I have the lines in each one of them mark where they're going to be going. So it's very simple, and it's not hard at all, but people seem to get it confused. So here we have the brake booster lines, which are going to be going to the brake booster, which is right here. And then we have the rear lines, which the rear lines are going to be going here to this little valve you can see here. And then we have the passenger line, which is going to be going over there. And of course we got the driver line, which is going to be coming over here to this side right here. So we're going to fish it all through here, and it's all going to go to each little spot. People seem to get this one confused. It's really not. Everything's already labeled, so you really can't get it confused. All right, so I'm going to show you where each one of them goes and start routing them for you. So we're going to go ahead and start with the brake booster. So you can see here. So one of the things I run into this issue with a lot of customers is depending on the ABS pump that you have, which is different. Some of them are ABS are a little bit fittings here and are not exactly the same thread. So as you can see here, this one's actually bigger than this one, and I'll show you a little bit, get an idea. And this is why I ask the customers all the time to send me a picture of the ABS. So if yours looks like this, the lines on the front are bigger than the back, you just need to tell me, hey, my lines in the front are bigger than the back, and I'll know to send you the correct fittings. But if yours are the same thickness all the way around like this one, you can see here, and the ones in the front are a lot bigger. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly show you where 1 through 6 goes. So we're gonna go ahead and cover it. So number 1, you can see here that I have done put all the fittings on. Number 1 is gonna go to the back of the brake booster, which is gonna be right over here. Right. Number 2, which you see number 2 here, it's gonna be going to the front of the brake booster. Okay. And number 3, you can see here, it's gonna be going to your passenger line over there. 4 and 5 are going to be going to the rear of the line over here, and I'll show you more in detail in a second which line goes to where. And then number 6, as you can see here, okay, it's going to be going to your driver brake line, okay, which is going to be over here. So I have put everything on the floor, and I have everything in the line. So brake booster, passenger line, rear lines, and then driver line. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and mount it and start routing all the lines. Here we go, guys. We're finalizing mounting the ABS pump. I already ran all the lines and already put all the fittings and tied everything very hard. So I'm just gonna go the final little step and show you what we did and everything you need to do. So you see here, we have the pump mounted. We have not put the screws on here yet, but you're gonna have to make a hold over here. You can see it there. You're gonna need one of this. You can easily find this at Harbor Freight for like 15-20 bucks, okay? I'm talking about this. All right, so you need to make the hole there. You see it, lines come up to the top. Make sure you put the rubber grommet. They'll come across. We haven't put the grommet here, but I want to show you so you can see. Lines come up here, and I'm gonna show you exactly in a second about this fitting, okay? And then the line goes across, comes around, and it goes here, okay? All right, so quickly gonna cover this because I have all the time questions. You do not put any Teflon tape on here or anything at all, okay? And the way the fittings are gonna be going, because even Noel just now messed it up. I let him for 2 seconds and he already put the fitting backwards, okay? So you see the fitting the way they are, okay? So this side is always gonna be going through to the thread. So you can see here, and it has the pointy side. It's gonna be facing out. So you can see it will bolt up just like so. If I can do it in one hand. Jesus Christ. All right, there we go, it's going in. So you can see it, okay? And you're gonna go ahead and put the line here. Again, do not put any Teflon tape on any of these lines, okay? What you're gonna do and what you're gonna create the lines get build up with all the Teflon tape inside. So you can see it as well, all done. Lines are routed. The only thing we have to do is put the rubber grommet right there and finish putting this line on here, which I'll show you when it's all mocked up. And then we have to put the self-tapping screws right there and finish putting the line for this side, which the line's right there. All right, so it's a little bit difficult, and it can be kind of a pain in the butt if you have the AC tucked, because what we had to do, we had to go behind the lines to go up, because what we want to do when we charge the AC, we want to be able to get to the AC ports over here we go, guys. We got the kit fully installed. You guys can get the idea now. We went ahead and finished mounting all the lines. So you can see here. All right. Come around. All right. Goes up. Goes around. Feeds in. Again, we're gonna put the rubber grommet here. From there. And then the other line. Make sure you run the line behind the brake booster. It's a little bit cleaner. So I make it that long. Could make it shorter, but I do not want to do that. And here you go. You can see it. All right, and the last thing you're gonna have to do is gonna have to clean this mess with the ABS wiring. It's a lot more work. You say that, Noel, to get everything done and get everything rerouted. So we're gonna go ahead and finish that off. But you can see here, Noel spent. This is why I said it's a lot easier to do it with the motor out. You can do it with the motor in here, but you're gonna have a lot harder time to get everything as clean as much as possible as Noel has. So he had to split the ABS module wire, and the rest he had to reroute it this way for the headlights. Oh, I lost my shoe there. That's over here, so you can see here. So this is a lot of question that I get all the time. What do I do with the ABS? How do I do it? You're gonna have to split the wiring and bring it out here for the headlight, the turn signals, and everything else. But you're gonna leave the wiring here for the ABS in this location. So we're gonna mount to this a little bit better and get it looking nice. But you can see here how Noel did it. Okay, oh yes, right through here. All right, here we go. We got the ABS pump all wired up. You can see here, rerouted, just the wire was a little bit too long. And then he has the sensor here, the plug, I mean, that's gonna be going here. And it's gonna have the ground, which probably gonna have to make it shorter, by the way. This thing is like mega long, but it's all right. so you guys can see it, just to finalize it. You guys can get the idea how it's all routed, because I always get a question about this. Okay, and the other wires I already showed you guys. He ran it that way. They come around and come here for the headlight and turn signals, and you got the grounds, the wiring for the washer fluid right there. So pretty good, clean, simple. We're gonna go ahead and throw the motor back in here. But once again, this is like the #1 question I get, is how to get this wired back up. So there you go. Shout out to Noel for letting me take his car apart and put the ABS pump on here.